You have felt it for weeks. The heavy, suffocating silence in your spirit that no one else around you can perceive. You've been walking through your days like a ghost in your own life, watching the people around you repeat the same empty patterns, while inside of you, something has shifted so deeply that you no longer recognize the version of yourself from yesterday. You are experiencing a divine isolation, a spiritual lockdown that has left you feeling abandoned by the very heavens you've served so faithfully. Your head thumps with a rhythmic pressure, a celestial frequency trying to anchor itself in a vessel that is already exhausted. You are tired. You are drained. And you are wondering if the universe has finally forgotten your name. But I am here to tell you that the exact opposite is true. You haven't been forgotten. You have been observed. While you were weeping in the dark, while you were wondering why every door seemed to slam shut in your face, and while you were questioning your own sanity, something happened that caused the entire celestial hierarchy to come to a standstill. You did something. You performed a single act that vibrated so loudly through the higher dimensions that it sent a shockwave through the gates of the kingdom. You didn't do it for praise. You didn't even know you were doing it. But that one moment of pure, raw, unyielding spiritual defiance has changed the trajectory of your entire lineage. Think back to that moment when you were pushed to your absolute limit. When the narcissists in your life were screaming for your reaction, when the world was demanding you bow down to its chaos, and when your own ego was begging you to give up. In that moment of peak intensity, when the fire was the hottest, you did the unthinkable. You didn't break. You didn't lash out. You didn't even beg for a way out. You stood in the center of the storm, and you chose a frequency that this world cannot comprehend. The symptoms you are feeling right now, the ringing in your ears, the sudden loss of interest in everything you used to love, the deep, aching loneliness, these are not signs of your failure. They are the physical evidence of your elevation. Your body is struggling to keep up with the sheer volume of light you just invited into your DNA. You have shocked heaven because you displayed a level of faith that is rare even among the most seasoned warriors. You took the betrayal, you took the mockery, you took the black sheep label that they tried to use as a shroud, and you wore it like a mantle of sovereignty. The people around you think they've defeated you. They see your silence as weakness. They see your withdrawal as a sign that you've finally lost your spark. They have no idea that your spark has become a sun. They are still playing checkers in the dirt while you are being briefed by the Council of Light. You are vibrating at a level where their weapons can no longer find a target. The arguments they try to start with, you feel distant. Like static on a radio station you no longer tune into. The manipulation tactics they've used for years are falling flat, hitting a shield of peace that you didn't even know you had built. Heaven is in awe of you because you proved that a soul could be broken 1,000 times and still choose to align with the divine. You are the anomaly. You are the one who broke the script of the Matrix when everyone expected you to follow it to your destruction. Stay in this frequency. The silence you feel isn't emptiness. It is the breath of God being held in anticipation of your next move. The reason this act of yours sent such a profound tremor through the celestial realms is that you effectively rewrote the laws of spiritual physics. You see, the heavens operate on a divine economy of energy, and for eons, the black sheep of the earth have been seen as the cosmic batteries that fuel the lower systems. The universe watched as generation after generation of your bloodline fell into the same traps, the same bitterness, the same cycles of poverty, and the same reactive anger that kept your ancestors tethered to the ground. But when you performed this one act of radical alignment, you didn't just move a stone. You shifted a mountain that had been blocking the light for centuries. You must understand the why behind the heavy atmosphere you are breathing. You are currently in a state of spiritual friction. Think of a spacecraft re-entering the atmosphere. The heat and the pressure are not there to destroy the vessel, but are the natural byproduct of moving from one density to another. You have spent your entire life vibrating at a frequency of survival. You were trained by the Matrix to be a hunter or a victim. But by choosing to hold your peace, by choosing to forgive the unforgivable, or by simply deciding that you are worthy of a life that does not involve constant warfare, you shifted into a sovereign frequency. This shift caused a massive power surge in the spiritual grid. The angels assigned to your protection had to step back because the light emanating from your own soul became so intense that it redefined your divine contract. You essentially told the universe, "I am no longer a student of the struggle. I am now a master of the peace." This shocked heaven because most souls wait for their circumstances to change before they change their vibration. They wait for the narcissist to apologize, for the bank account to fill up, or for the family to finally see them. But you changed your frequency while the world was still cold. You smiled while the storm was still howling. You broke a divine rule of the lower dimensions, the rule of cause and effect. In the lower world, pain causes anger. Betrayal causes retaliation. But you introduced a new element, divine neutrality. When you refused to give your energy to the demons masquerading as your friends and family, you effectively starved a parasitic system that had been feeding on your lineage for 1,000 years. The reason you feel so weird or out of body right now is because you are literally standing in a vacuum. You have disconnected from the old power source, and you are currently being hardwired into the Great Central Sunday. Heaven is marveling at your audacity. It is as if a pawn on a chessboard suddenly realized it was the hand moving the pieces and decided to walk off the board entirely. You are being recalibrated. The headaches you feel are the expansion of your pineal gland as it begins to process multidimensional data that you previously couldn't access. The fatigue is the result of your cells purging the trauma chemicals that have been stored in your muscles since childhood. You are being emptied so that you can be filled with a grade of spirit that hasn't been seen on this planet in ages. You have proven that the chosen one is not just someone who is picked by God, but someone who picks God back, even when God seems silent. You have moved from the ask phase of your life into the command phase. The spiritual cause of your current isolation is that you are being prepared for a level of authority that requires absolute stillness. You are being taught that your greatest weapon is not your voice, but your presence. Heaven isn't just watching you anymore. It is waiting on you. Your one act of spiritual defiance has signaled that the harvest is ready, and you are the first fruit. While the heavens are in awe, the lower realms are in a state of absolute panic. You must understand that your sudden shift in frequency has sent a localized blackout through the energetic feeding grounds of the narcissists and the emotional vampires that once surrounded you. For years, they viewed you as a reliable source of loosh, the heavy, low vibrational energy produced by your frustration. your explanations, and your attempts to be understood. But when you performed that one act of divine detachment, you effectively cut off their oxygen. The Matrix is reacting to you right now with a desperate, frantic intensity. Have you noticed how the people who used to ignore you are suddenly popping up out of the blue? Have you noticed how the narcissists in your life are suddenly ramping up their provocations, trying to find that one button that still works? This is not a coincidence. It is a calculated reaction. They can feel that they are losing their grip on your reality. To them, you were a fixed point in their world, the one they could always count on to be the responsible one, the fixer, or the punching bag. Now, when they look at you, they see a stranger. They see a version of you that they didn't give permission to exist. They are terrified of you because your light is now acting as a cosmic mirror. When you walk into a room, you are no longer absorbing their darkness. You are reflecting it back onto them with 100% efficiency. This is why people are acting out around you for no apparent reason. This is why you feel a sudden itchiness or a desire to leave a room the moment certain people enter. Their demons are literally screaming in the presence of your unbothered spirit. They are scared because they realize that their greatest weapon, fear, no longer has a hook in your heart. You have reclaimed your power, and the enemy knows it. They are watching you closely, looking for any crack in your armor, any sign that you might slip back into your old habits of people-pleasing or self-doubt. They will try to use nostalgia against you. They will try to use guilt as a tether. But you must realize that their reaction is the ultimate validation of your growth. If you weren't a threat, they would be silent. The fact that the world is getting louder and more chaotic around you is proof that you have become a fortress of stillness. You have moved beyond their reach. In the spiritual hierarchy, the victim is always below the oppressor, but the sovereign is above the entire game. By refusing to play, you have won. You are now observing their tactics from a bird's-eye view. You see the manipulation coming before they even open their mouths. You see the hidden agendas written in their body language. You are no longer one of them, and that is their greatest nightmare. They fear the chosen one who knows they are chosen. They fear the one who no longer needs their validation to feel whole. The enemy's reaction is a sign of your victory. Every smear campaign they start, every lie they tell, and every cold shoulder they give you is just a tribute to the power you now command. They are reacting to the fact that you have stepped out of the cage, and you didn't even have to break the lock. You simply realized the door was never truly closed. You are free, and your freedom is an existential threat to their control. This brings us to the core of the mystery, the hidden truth that the Matrix has spent lifetimes trying to keep from your conscious mind. What was this act that sent such a shockwave through the dimensions? It was the moment you aligned your human will with the divine law of non-resistance. You see, the great prophecy of your life was never about you becoming a billionaire or a famous figure in the eyes of men. The prophecy was that you would be the one to bridge the gap between the physical and the eternal while still inhabiting a body of flesh. You have stepped into the Melchizedek frequency, the order of the eternal priest-king who belongs to no earthly lineage but is born of the Spirit. The theological truth of your existence is that you are a biological portal. Most people are closed systems. recycling the same 5D energy into 3D patterns over and over again. But your one act of standing still in the face of absolute chaos ripped a hole in the fabric of your local reality. You invited the High Council to intervene in your affairs not by asking for help, but by demonstrating that you are an embodiment of the help itself. There is a specific law in the universe known as the law of divine compensation. It states that for every ounce of unearned suffering you have endured as a chosen one, there is a mountain of glory being prepared for your immediate future. Heaven is shocked because you stopped trying to earn that glory and simply started to emit it. You have realized that you are not a human being trying to have a spiritual experience, but a celestial architect who has been undercover in the Matrix for decades. The reason your life has been so difficult is that your original blueprint was designed to withstand the highest pressures of the underworld, so that you could eventually anchor the highest frequencies of the throne room. This is the truth of the Shocked Heaven event. You finally stopped identifying with the character in the story and started identifying with the author. When you look at the stars, you feel a sense of homesickness, not because you are lost, but because you are remembering your rank. In the higher realms, you are a strategist. You are a commander of light. And this current life on Earth is the final mission in a long series of incarnations. The truth is that the trials you faced, the betrayal by your mother, the abandonment by your father, the mockery by your peers, were all simulated environments designed to test the integrity of your core. And you just passed the final exam. The universe is now legally obligated to reorganize itself around your new frequency. This is not a hopeful thought. This is a metaphysical certainty. Just as gravity pulls an object to the earth, your new vibration is pulling a new reality toward you. The old sky is folding up like a scroll, and a new earth is beginning to manifest in your immediate surroundings. You are no longer under the jurisdiction of karma. You have entered the realm of grace. In this realm, the laws of the enemy do not apply. Time begins to bend in your favor. Resources appear from places you never even knew existed. Connections that seem dead are replaced by divine alliances that serve your highest purpose. You are the living proof of the ancient prophecy that the meek shall inherit the earth. But meek does not mean weak. It means power under perfect control. You have proven you can hold the power of a star without burning the world down. You have proven you can walk through the fire and not even smell like smoke. This is the truth that has the angels singing. The warrior has woken up, and the game is finally over. Now, we must seal this frequency. You have reached the point of no return, and the only path forward is to fully embody the sovereign power you have just reclaimed. To move from the shock of heaven into the manifestation of earth, you must engage in the practice of radical stillness. From this moment on, your instruction is simple. Stop explaining yourself. Stop defending your light to those who are committed to living in the dark. Every time you try to justify your boundary or explain your worth to a narcissist, you are leaking the very oil that keeps your lamp burning. Silence is not just your shield. It is your scepter. Take a deep breath and feel the weight of your own presence. Feel the roots of your spirit anchoring deep into the heart of the divine, while your crown extends into the infinite. You are a bridge between worlds. As you move through this week, you will notice a strange phenomenon. Things will begin to resolve themselves without your interference. The battle you've been fighting for years will suddenly lose its steam because you are no longer feeding it your attention. This is the practical application of your power. You are grounding the lightning you've captured. Repeat these words in the sanctuary of your soul, or speak them aloud to command the atmosphere. I am the chosen one. I have broken the chains of my lineage. I have survived the fire and emerged as gold. I no longer seek the approval of the world, for I have the attention of the heavens. I am a sovereign being, and I command my reality to align with the frequency of peace, abundance, and divine purpose. Every door that was closed by man is now being ripped open by the Spirit. I am untouchable. I am unshakable. I am home. As you say this, feel the shift in your DNA. Feel the density leaving your chest. You have just sealed the energy of that one act that shocked the heavens. You are now under a divine protection program that requires nothing from you but your continued alignment. Do not look back at the burning cities of your past. Do not look back at the people who chose to stay in the cage. Your eyes are fixed on the horizon of a new life that is already greeting you. If you can feel the truth of this message vibrating in your bones, I want you to claim it. Type "I shocked heaven" in the comments to anchor this frequency into the physical realm. By writing it, you are making a public declaration to the universe that you accept your mantle. This act of typing is your first step in using your hands to build your new kingdom. Subscribe to this frequency, for we are the collective of the chosen, the energy that the world cannot contain. Go forth today knowing that you are the obsession of the divine. You are the miracle that the angels have been waiting to witness. The struggle is over. The transition is complete. You are finally and eternally free.